Y'all have a good night.
Thank you, sir. We appreciate you coming out.
Thank you, John.
We're gonna call the meeting to order and give a roll call.
Alderman Mitchum.
Here.
Alderman Moore. Alderman Legan. Here. Alderman Baggett. Alderman Parchman.
Here.
Alderman Warren. Alderman Gooden.
Here.
Alderman Carson.
Here.
Mayor Bailey.
Here.
Mr. Stevens.
All right, do we have a motion to approve the April minutes? You have been provided a copy of those.
Motion to approve.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. As y'all are aware, this week is the Irish celebration. It was moved back because of circumstances concerning COVID and different things, but it is moving forward. The kickoff breakfast started last Friday, and obviously you can see the carnival. So things are moving. There will be events this week going on, and we hope to have a wonderful turnout. The parade will be this Saturday. The chamber banquet will be this Friday evening. So we hope that y'all participate as much as you feel comfortable and come out and just enjoy what this county and what these different civic groups have to offer and have done. They, every year they work very hard to make sure this is a success, and I think this year will be a success also. So I appreciate all the people that help out to make this event happen. I do want to remind you, it's kind of unrelated, but it normally happens the first Thursday of May is the National Day of Prayer, and that will be this Thursday at 1 o'clock in the square. If you come to that, it will be this Thursday at 1 o'clock in the square. Also, even as we speak, even though it's raining on some people, it's not raining on us, but it is raining on some of our city workers because they are out working on a water leak on Kaiser Ridge. So they did a one call about 4 o'clock, I think, about 5 o'clock. But anyway, I think they discovered the leak a little bit before. They did a one call, so they will be out there and hopefully get that water leak repaired soon. There are some people out that way there without water, but that's just another update that I'd like to give you. We are down to, I think, 5 active cases of COVID in the county at this time, so I think we're doing really well. I will let you know too, the health department sent me an email today, and they said they are now taking walk-ins from, I believe, 1:30 to 4. So Monday through Friday, 1:30 to 4 at the Old Dollar Store, you can just walk in if you would like and get a shot for the COVID vaccination. So that's about all I have on that. You have been provided some updates. Angie gave you a list of some updates that are going on with the city as far as the water line improvement. She didn't pass them out. She gave them to me, and I've lost my copy, so we may have to dig them in. Maybe I should go over those quickly. Okay, I do have it right here. So the water line project at Buckeye Road and Old Scott Road has been advertised for bid. The bid opening will be mid-May. The wastewater treatment plant, the notice to proceed was issued on April 19th. W&O Construction has begun the dirt work. And of course, as y'all are aware, and some attended, the groundbreaking ceremony was held on April 20th. There were several people, and I do appreciate y'all that were able to attend, and also the Houston County Chamber of Commerce, City of Marion employees, representatives from Congressman Green's office, Senator Bill Powers, Rural Development Area Specialist Vance Hamilton, and Chris Hampton, because they were all there. We did get the funding in the amount of $3,468,000 from rural development to be used to complete this project. The Clay Wright water tank, which they took down and did some repairs and sandblasted, painted, did what they needed to do. Tank has been repaired and refilled. Samples are back, and water tank has been re-entered into service. So we are now able to use that. The sludge pond 850,000 gallons were removed. Project is complete. The Wells Creek water line crossing, which was an emergency repair, should be completed this week. The Rices Creek water line crossing is complete. And we are still working on the Salmon Branch water line crossing. So we have plans to repair it, and it should be this week. And the road service and Magnum Manufacturing on Mobile Lane, the field review meeting was held on April 13th, and TDOT had comments, and we're reviewing that on deciding the next step. And on Salmon Branch, we are kind of waiting, if we can, to get some emergency repair money from Wayne Coates. They do street bank stabilization. In fact, they're the ones that came and looked at some of our bridges and things here recently, and we may be able to get some money from them, but if we don't, we're going to still have to repair it. So we're looking at what we're going to do about that. Are there any questions on the updates that we have? If not, the planning commission held a meeting this last month, and Ms. Ligon will comment on that.
Randy Woods, wants to put a trailer in, a mobile home, not a trailer. Not a mobile, it is a trailer. And on Hyatt Street, the planning commission, agreed, to send it on to, for a public hearing and zoning appeals on May 20th.
And the ad did come out in today's paper. I did see it, so it did come out in today's paper. Any questions about that? If not, moving on to new business, we have an opportunity to apply for a grant for a planning grant, which would mark it would map our water lines and shutoffs, and it would be GIS mapping, so that it would be really helpful to the employees. Some people are very aware where things are, but as you know, some of our employees have not been here as long, so this would be helpful to them. It would be a grant application with an amount of $50,000, with the city portion being $41,260 for a total project cost of $91,260. Are there any questions about that? If not, is there a motion to approve the infrastructure planning grant application?
So,
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. All right, up next, we have ordinance 631. This is for the budget year 2021-22. It's water rate changes. You have that in your packet. Do we have any questions about that? This ordinance would put into place some, I feel like minimal amounts, but it would help us get to where we probably need to be as far as making changes to make sure that we are at least moving forward, because as you know, unfortunately, everything goes up, the price of everything goes up, and we, as you know, we are in the process of doing a water rate study, but we don't have the results from that yet. But this will help us take a step forward in making sure that we are doing what we need to do and be more in line and cover our costs. Because we don't have to make money in our water system, but we cannot lose money. That's what the state says. So we cannot lose money. So this would be a step forward in helping, do some things that need to be done to make sure that we're not, losing money. Are there any questions about ordinance number 631? If there are no questions, is there a motion to pass ordinance number 631?
Make a motion, ordinance
I'll second.
631.
We have a motion and a second. All right, now we'll have a roll call.
Alderman Mitchum,
Yes.
Alderman Moore,
Yes.
Alderman Lincoln,
Yes.
Alderman Baggett, Alderman Parchman,
Yes.
Alderman Warren, Alderman Gooden,
Yes.
Alderman Carson,
Motion carries. Up next is ordinance number 632, which is for sewer rate changes. Once again, we are waiting on a rate study, but we do feel like that we did some minimal amounts. We did not change the, minimum, but we did, change it a little bit for the all over the minimum, and we changed it a little bit for the industrial. But it was still just a problem. Are there any questions about that? And if there are no questions, is there a motion to approve ordinance number 632? We have a motion to approve 632. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. We'll do a roll call.
Alderman Mitchum,
Yes.
Alderman Moore,
Yes.
Alderman Lincoln,
Yes.
Alderman Baggett is absent, Alderman Parchman,
Yes.
Alderman Warren is absent, Alderman Gooden,
Yes.
Alderman Carson.
All right, motion carries. Up next, we have ordinance number 633. This is to approve water reconnection, connection, and deposit fee rate changes. On that one, we will, if the residential homeowner was $75 and, rental rates residential, I think was $150. And then the water reconnect went from 35 to 50. And during regular work hours and after hours went from 75 to $100. Are there any questions about ordinance number 633?
Make
If
a
there
motion.
are no questions about ordinance number 633, is there a motion to pass ordinance number 633?
Make a motion to pass ordinance 632.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Have a roll call.
Alderman Mitchum,
Yes.
Alderman Moore,
Yes.
Alderman Lincoln,
Yes.
Alderman Parchman,
Yes.
Alderman Gooden,
Yes.
Alderman Carson.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Motion carries. So now we have ordinance number 634, which is the water and sewer tap fee changes for this year coming up. Once again, what we did is we looked at, we evaluated, and we talked about this, what it actually costs to do a water tap fee versus what we have been charging. We have been charging $800 for inside the city limits. And what we're going to do is where the proposal is to do $1,500 for inside and outside the city limits. And then sewer would be $1,500 for residential, $4,000 for 4-inch and $6,000 for 6-inch, which 4-inch and 6-inch is industrial. Are there any questions about the new tap fees? If there are no questions about the new tap fees, is there a motion to pass ordinance number 634?
I make a motion.
We have a motion and a second. We have a roll call.
Alderman Mitchum,
Yes.
Alderman Moore,
Yes.
Alderman Lincoln,
Yes.
Alderman Parchman,
Yes.
Alderman Gooden,
Yes.
Alderman Carson.
Yes.
Motion carries. Okay, now we have amendment, we have a budget amendment ordinance 635 for the budget year 2020-2021. This is where we had to move a few things around. We do have enough money in the budget to do that, but because we had to move a few things around, we do need to make a budget amendment. Are there any questions about the budget amendments? If there are no questions about the budget amendments, is there a motion to approve ordinance 635?
Motion to approve on 635.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. We'll do roll call.
Alderman Mitchell,
Yes.
Alderman Moore. Yes. Alderman Leagan,
Yes.
Alderman Hartman,
Yes.
Alderman Gooden,
Yes.
Alderman Carson.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Motion carries on to the next item, which is our upcoming budget, which is ordinance 636. You have been provided a new copy today. We did discover we had a couple numbers. Our main issue was in the sewer department. We did not put a number in there for what the CDBG grant was, and so you've been given a revised ordinance. But when you do all the numbers, the difference is a difference of $7,200, I believe. So we had to change a couple things for that, but your difference is $7,200 in sewer, and I think that was the only thing that changed with this. Yeah, the bottom line changed by $7,200. In the one we gave you last week, it was $182,500. And the one that we have here, ordinance number 636, that was given you today is $175,500. The bottom line is what changed. And that was after we went through the numbers and looked at a few things. Other than that, the budget is the same as, the ordinance is the same as what we gave you in your agenda. Do you have any questions about the budget? And now I will say with the budget, there is the nominal water rate and sewer rate increase that we talked about. Now, there is no increase on the minimum, but there is an increase on what is after the minimum on water and also on sewer. And this is the same tax rate. There is no increase on your property taxes. This is the same tax rate. So, what you're looking at is, like I say, over the minimum on water and sewer will change a little bit. There is a nominal increase. And we are allowing for another police officer. We have budgeted that in. We did do a fairly conservative budget. We're not going to be doing as much paving this year, but we are going to do something with our playgrounds. We allotted $50,000 for the playgrounds. We'd like to split that between the two playgrounds. There is a $1 flat rate increase on the wages for each employee. Other than that, I can't think of anything offhand that is different. I think I've got everything. Oh yeah, we did get the money from the COVID money, and that is included in the budget. But that's what's going to be used for equipment upgrades. And that is right at $300,000. But other than that, there's not anything. And like I say, this is what we've done in the budget committee meetings. It's kind of what we decided that needed to be done. Are there any questions about ordinance number 636?
It's a good budget.
I think so. I do think so. I think it's workable. It's doable. I feel like it will be good.
I'm excited about the plan.
And we do need that. That is something that we do need.
And a new police officer, yeah, do,
But
That is something that will be beneficial to us.
badly needed.
It's just, I think that is something. Any other questions or comments? If not, is there a motion to pass ordinance number 636, which is an ordinance for the city of Huron, Tennessee, adopting the annual budget and tax rate for the fiscal year beginning July 1, 2021, and ending June 30th, 2022. And I will reiterate, the tax rate will be the same as it was last year. There is no tax increase.
Motion to pass ordinance 636.
We have a motion and a second. We'll do a roll call.
Alderman Mitchell,
Yes.
Alderman Moore. Yes. Alderman Leagan.
Yes.
Alderman Parchman,
yes,
Alderman Gooden,
Yes.
Alderman Carson.
All right, now we have Chief Moore with the police report.
Well, somewhat, Mayor. I apologize, this is one of the first times I ain't ever had my report ready and available, you know, I sit here and knocked it out. And it means just about all day.
Well, I was in one of them, so I'll vouch for
Yeah.
on one.
Well,
That's
man,
only one.
you
I
went
was in
over
the other
one.
one.
We spoke around. But, the police department for the month of April answered a total of 320 calls for service, issued 69 citations. 11 citations in lieu of arrest. There was 39 arrests. Those were 6 criminal suspended or revoked driver's license, 4 simple possession of marijuana, 3 possession of drug, 8 possession of drug paraphernalia, 2 resisting arrest, 2 evading arrest, reckless abandonment, reckless driving, kidnapping, 4 manufactured, delivery, selling methamphetamine, 1 possession of legend drug, 1 possession of Schedule II drug, 1 alteration of a registration plate, 1 possession of Schedule III drug, 1 possession of crack cocaine, 1 possession of cocaine, 2 domestic assault, 2 disorderly conduct, a criminal trespass, aggravated assault on an officer, public intoxication, violation of order granted bail, and 1 interference with 911 call. And we worked 2 crash reports, and 1 of those. Any questions?
It sounds like that's for sure.
I apologize, I don't want to make copies of that to hand you out, so I'll make copies and you can email it to you or whatever. If you want copies.
Are there any questions for Chief Moore? We do appreciate what you're doing. And you don't have to feel so bad because I don't have a fire report either. So, don't wait, maybe we do, maybe we do. Maybe I spoke too soon. We did have one. Okay, they responded to 1 landing zone, 2 firearms, 1 car fire, 1 water rescue, 2 reports of smoke, and 2 wrecks. 3 attended Fort Campbell Fire Light Fight, which is a program where they get some training for what they need to do when the situation arises. It's kind of a good program. Well, it is a good program, but it gives them like insight and training. So, any questions or comments? I do appreciate y'all coming out. I hope it doesn't pour down rain on you. I don't think it's raining right now, but it's been interesting the last few days with the weather. But I do appreciate y'all coming out. Appreciate your serving, and also just remember it's going to be a busy week. And if you want to come out and join the festivities, the Irish Potato Bar is at
Tomorrow, 10 to 2, so I've been working on all day.
so.
They're done already tonight, so
Oh wow, you may not want any more people. You've already
I
got
don't want no, see no papers for a long time. But, yeah, I will take, I won't take any more deliveries, but we can take walk-ins. And we're going to do it outside, so you'll be able to kind of get, if you want to fix them.
Well, that sounds good.
We can come and get ours instead of delivering things.
I already got you on the written schedule, I already got some assigned to you. Dr. Busey,
Thank y'all so much for coming out, and I did hear a motion to adjourn. Is there anybody willing to let us adjourn?
Becky's like, I'm on your chair.
I think everybody's in favor. Thank y'all so much for coming out tonight.